Hello Amazon viewers, today I'm here to review these portable Bluetooth headphones. And one of the things that you'll notice right off the bat is the case is a little bit larger than your average case. You're not going to be putting this in your pocket with keys and a cell phone. This is pretty big. This is like a pocket-sized case. This is no joke. Now, one of the things I will tell you about this is, and I'll show you the reason why the case is big in a minute, because the earbuds are a little bigger than your normal earbuds, but I really like that the fact that this case has two charging options in the back. You have the USB cord right there, and you have a C-type connection right there. That is pretty cool. A lot of cases don't have it. I think the size will allow that. These definitely aren't like something you'd put in your back pocket and forget about it on the way to the gym. Now let's open this case up. And one of the other things I'll mention, as long as the earbuds aren't at 100%, you're going to see this lighted kind of display on here. Personally, I think it's a little bit of a waste of energy that stays on all the time, even a mild annoyance. It will, if you do charge the case using one of these up, and you do charge it to 100, it will go off. But at the same time, I do wish there was a button you could press to kind of hide that display and just turn it on when you want. When you open the case and you take the earbuds out, this is what they look like. Each one has to be turned on individually, which means that your charge on these could be different on each one, which is kind of always annoying when they don't sync up and one of them doesn't last as long as the other one does. That could happen, but you can see that in terms of the size of these are a little bit bulkier than your average earbuds. Now, that's not a bad thing for me, and I'm going to tell you why. You can kind of see that these things really are secure. They don't really fall out because they have this piece which goes around your ear. And this piece is actually very flexible. It's not like super stiff like some of them are. I can wear these for a few hours without getting fatigue. It doesn't pinch the corner of my ears. They are very comfortable in there. Why I really like these is when I work out, 5 days a week, I do boxing workouts on the heavy bag and the speed bag. My head's flying around. There's a lot of impact when you hit the bag. You're bobbing your head around, and a normal earbud, like an Apple earbud, or one that doesn't have this this ear piece on here, it's going to fall out every time I'm doing a boxing workout. These are the only ones that stay in. This type here are the only ones that stay in my ears when I'm hitting the heavy bag or the speed bag or whatever. So I do like that. I would imagine if you were running and sprinting, it would be the same thing. It would be very hard for these to fall off your ear, whereas I've had a lot of ones like Technics and Apple that even cost $200, and obviously the sound's going to be a lot better, but at the same time, they always fall out of my ears while I'm sprinting or hitting the bag or whatever. So in terms of the actual sound of these, you're not getting premium sound here. It's not terrible, to be honest with you. The sound isn't terrible, but at the same time, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate it maybe like a 6.5. Could be like even a 7 maybe, but I would say a 6.5, 7, somewhere around there is where these are going to be. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you do have kind of an audiophile pair of Bluetooth headphones, I would say like a Bose or Technics or something like that, you're probably looking at like a 9, 9.5 for sound on there. So for the price, they're not that bad. Again, I wouldn't wear the other ones, no matter how expensive they were, while I was working out, just because they would pop out of my ears. But I'm not going to be wearing these around the house listening to music and that type of a thing. They're just not that type of headphone. They're more for working out. They're more for walking on the beach, when you don't really need really, really good sound stage or really good dynamic bass. These aren't going to be incredibly tinny and treble filled. There is a little bit of bass in there, but it's not going to be booming bass the way you would like that that really deep kind of bass that you would get on a more expensive pair of headphones. It's probably better for your ears in the long run, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty impressed with these. I really like them. Wish the case was a little bit smaller, but it is what it is. For my needs, they're great. They don't fall out of my ears when I'm working out. And yeah, that's my review.